Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor. I hope you've had an amazing week. It's a Sunday here in Vietnam as I'm posting this. But yeah guys, I'm gonna be real with you. Don't feel like posting this today, don't feel like filming a video today. But I've committed to 3 YouTube videos a week, no matter how I feel. So we're just gonna get it done anyway. It is a thing that I practice and preach with all my guys, so I've got to continuously show up and do that same thing for me. If you make a commitment that you're going to do something, then you're going to do it, right? I'm tired, I'm busy, I got a lot of things in my plate, I got a lot of things to do, a lot of people to talk to, a lot of calls booked in, all that type of stuff. But it's when no one's looking, it's the most important time when you show up, right? That's all about discipline. And I think it's a really, really important principle that I teach inside the community. But without further ado, enough complaining about me. We're going to make this video really as short as I can today, but we're still going to be talking about something that's equally as important as all the other YouTube videos on the channel, right? And so as you would have seen on the title, and why you probably clicked on this video, is the equation or the formula for success in high ticket sales. And in my belief, it's really 4 things to get the result you guys are looking for. I'm going to break down each step and why it's so important. Now, we did cover this a little bit in the hour and 10 minute long training that I created this week that I released. If you haven't watched that, go watch that. It's super, super valuable. It's one of the best things I've put out on the internet. I'm very, very proud of it, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you'll find it really valuable, right? I don't think there's really anything else out there on the on YouTube or really anywhere else for free that has that type of value, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and dive in. So the formula for success in high ticket sales, or the equation for success in high ticket sales, is 4 things: mindset plus your strategy plus your daily actions multiplied by the exponent of time, and that equals your result, right? And that's also, the income goal strategy that you have as well, which we're going to break down here in a second. So the first one is mindset, right? Why is that so important? Well, across observing hundreds, if not thousands of salespeople entering this industry every single year since I started 4 years ago, I have seen people come and go, and strategy and actions are also really important. But where I think wealth and where I think success starts is up here, right? Starts in the mind. It starts in developing yourself, becoming personally developed. The very clear distinction and difference I see between people who are really successful and the people that aren't is it's not the vehicle, it's not the skills, it's not how hard they work. These are all very important factors and very important variables and elements. But a thing that I've found is every person that I talk to that is really, really successful is really self-aware. They're really well personally developed, and they really take care of their mind, right? What they feed their mind. Right? Do they watch the news all the time? Right? Probably not going to be the best thing to be feeding your mind all the time. Do you constantly scroll on TikTok? Do you fry your brain? Do you fry your dopamine receptors? Do you constantly pummel your brain with bad stuff? Right? And second of all, how developed are you from a personal development point of view, like a mindset point of view? For me, the main pivotal change that I had when I spent $7,500 on my first mentor was nothing to do with sales. There's nothing to do with the industry. I had to figure out a lot of that stuff on my own. The thing that really cracked it for me was my mindset, right? I developed almost undistinguishable, I don't really know what to call it, a fire within me, right? And I talk about it with entrepreneurs all the time, right? I'm talking, with friends of mine that do 100, 150,000 per month, sales reps that do 50, 40, 30 grand per month in commissions. And they all say the same thing. You can automatically detect if someone has it. And it's like a burning fire in their chest, if you will. And you can almost tell when having a conversation with someone whether or not they have it. And I think it's a big thing to do with work ethic, right? Which we'll talk about that as far as action goes here in a second. But your mindset is so important. It's the foundational building block to actually getting the success that you want. And that's why we talk about this quite heavily in the RSA, and there's going to be more of a conveyed or heavy importance on mindset and the way that you view the world inside the training program for my guys, because I truly do believe that is where it all starts, right? So your mindset is number 1. Then number 2 is your strategy. As we all know, and you would have seen my recurring theme throughout the channel, is that most people, at least 90% of people's strategies, in fact, almost like 95%, 10% are lucky. They just land the right opportunity through some way, shape, or form. But the strategy is flawed, right? People have a bad strategy. And to be successful, you need to have a good strategy around not only landing roles, right, but also how you pipeline your roles, how many opportunities you have in your pipeline, the people that you want to speak to. Because again, right, unlocking geographical, financial, and time freedom doesn't involve you getting on one sales role. That's not where it stops, right? You need to be constantly selling, right? As a high-ticket salesperson, commission only, you are a business. You are the marketing department, you are the sales department, and you are the fulfillment department. So you need to be constantly working on all three so that you can actually make the money that you want, right? Because again, it doesn't just stop when you get a good offer. You need to make sure that you're constantly having a pipeline of offers and people that you can talk to, so that if something goes wrong, because this often happens in the make money online industry or the internet marketing industry, because our industry is increasingly volatile and it's incredibly turbulent, right? It's like up one week and it's down the next, right? So it's really important that you have a strategy not only to land the roles, keep the roles, consistently have longevity within the career and continuously build yourself up, but also make the money that you want in those roles, right? Because by default, if you get a really good role with a good strategy, right, with networking, which is what we talk about, all the time on the channel, that'll be good, but then you make the default income, and nobody wants to make the default income, the lowest rep income. You want to make the highest reps income. And so that means you have to have good strategy of sales training, sales skills to help you increase your income and expand your income as you get on the right offer, right? But where a lot of people really fuck up is the strategy. That's the really big problem. They can't even get on roles where they can even make 8 to 10K a month. And most of the industry, 90% of you guys, maybe even watching this, are struggling for scraps on cold calling offers and Facebook prospecting offers because you don't know where to look, you don't know how to network, you don't know how to interview, right? And you don't know how to select the right opportunities, right? Which is what I break those three things down. You'll see a model, which I'll build in the very near future, but it's like offer, lead generation, which is what I would say networking is, offer acquisition, which is interviewing skills, and then offer selection, right? And that's obviously, again, being able to understand the key criteria to look for, because many new people in this industry end up working for offers for free, being a volunteer, working in what I call as excited entrepreneurs and not making any money, getting burned out. It's a whole cycle. It's not very fun, right? So mindset, strategy, what's next is action, right? Effort, right? That's the big thing. Guys, if you have to understand, if you have an 8 to 10K a month goal, you have to have an 8 to 10K a month effort, right? Most people don't have the right strategy, but once you have the right strategy, you need to have the right effort that's going to match that, right? Most people, they'll go, oh yeah, even when they have the right strategy with networking, they'll go, oh yeah. No, I tried networking, it doesn't work. Well, I'll go, how many people did you talk to? Oh, one. It's like, guys, like if you want to be broke, if you want to stay where you're at, that's the perfect strategy to stay there, right? You have to put effort behind the strategy. Nothing comes easy in this life, right? Making money is not easy, right? We all know this, right? It's always on the, you see the Lamborghini, you see this, you see that, and then you find out it's not how cracked out to be. It's like you don't get the Lamborghinis, you don't get that, right? In fact, I find probably the biggest privilege, if anything, or the thing that you earn when you get into online business and you do well, is you have the ability to travel, right? You don't have a boss. You can do what you want, right? You can own your own work hours. You can be flexible. You can be fixed, right? You can do anything that you really want. That's the first step that most people lock into, which I had a conversation with two friends of mine that we caught up with in Vietnam. We actually had sat down having a conversation from like 2:30 all the way to like 12 a.m. Hence why I'm so tired. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, so that's a really big thing, right? So we've got mindset, we've got strategy, and we've got execution, right? The action behind it. And this is obviously really important because, again, too many people all the time don't actually put the effort behind the strategy, right? And they just don't work hard enough, right? I see this all the time. They expect so much, such a big result for such a little effort, which is just like, makes no sense. And then the last one is obvious, which is time, right? So if you have the right mindset, you view the world in the right way, you have the right strategy approaching the industry, you have all the right skills, you understand how to navigate it correctly, and then you have the right effort and the action behind it, all that you need to do, literally, is as crazy as it sounds, all that you need to do is just give it time, right? People can have all those things before, but not do it for a long enough period of time, and they give up, and then they don't get the results they're looking for. All it takes, guys, is 1 to 2 years to completely change your life. I'm not talking about 3 months. I'm not talking about 6 months. I'm talking about 1 to 2 years of full dedicated commitment and effort and sole focus on the one thing. And trust me, you will watch your life change. But many and most cannot do that, right? 90% of you watching this video cannot do that. I see it all the time in the industry. It's like, you can have all of these things, but then you don't do it for a long enough time and you give up too short. And then you go, oh, no, high ticket sales is not for me, right? That's why most are proven to be unsuccessful in this industry. That's why, again, like I mentioned, I like to say 90%, and I generally do believe that's true, is that, again, it's 90%. It's a very, very high statistic. So all in all, guys, to stop you guys from being a failed statistic in this industry, to not be successful, right? Work with a guru, work with a marketer. I'm going to invite you, right? I really, at this point, if you watch my YouTube channel for a while, I think that you probably know that I might be the guy to help you. And if so, I'm going to encourage you, go watch the hour-long training that I have on the YouTube channel. There's a link below in the bio. Book a call. I'd love to have a conversation with you. If this is what you're looking to do, if you're looking to get into high ticket sales, can't hurt to have a conversation. I'm not going to pressure you in anything. It's all good. If it's not a fit, I'll tell you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you got some value from today. I know it's a little bit lower energy than usual, but probably feeling a little bit flat. But like I mentioned, guys, you got to do the stuff that you don't want to do, and that's when it matters most, right? Discipline is really, really key. And that's what we're talking about when it comes to effort as a part of the overall success equation, okay? So I hope you have an amazing weekend. Hope you're having an amazing week or day whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.